Peace. What's the word? What's happening, everybody? How everybody's feeling on this wonderful Friday? Hopefully, y'all got about 3 to 5 minutes to tap in with the kid, listen to the build. I'm gonna give y'all about 3 to 5 minutes to tap in, man. I'm out here slipping up, man. It's been a minute, a little rusty on the stream, but I'm gonna give y'all about 3 to 5 minutes to tap in. Hopefully, y'all got about 40 to 45 to listen to the build, man. But first, y'all know how I go. Let me know how y'all living and feeling on this wonderful Friday. What's the word? Talk to me before I start talking to y'all. Y'all see the title of this particular stream, man. We gonna inspire, motivate, give y'all some life lessons and some jewels. Hopefully, y'all can take something away from this particular build, apply it to your life, and continue to elevate and evolve. But before we dive in, man, let me know how y'all living and feeling on this wonderful Friday. What's the word? Magic Peace. What's happening? How we living? How we feeling on this wonderful Friday, man? How y'all living? Go ahead, tell me something good, man. Tell me something good. Tell me something positive. Y'all know what it is. Don't do the complaining. You know that ain't gonna do you any good. Let me know something good, man. How y'all living on this Friday, man? How this Friday treating you? Hopefully y'all got some smoothies in, drinking the water, exercising, eating the fruits and the veggies, all that good stuff. Kurt, peace. What's happening? Lindell, peace. What's happening? What's the word? Oh yeah, Kurt, for sure. We got a lot of that. We got a lot of smart, dumb people out here, fam. A lot of smart, dumb people. That's what I call them. Magic, everything is peaceful, man. Everything is good. Can't complain. Can complain, but that won't do any good, so we just don't do it. Savetta, peace. What's happening? Hey, get that work in. Malik, peace. What's happening? They just don't learn, but then yet they like to criticize the decision-making abilities of everybody else, as if they have great discernment or as if their decision-making skills are immaculate. We got to learn how to look in that mirror first, man, before we start judging others or criticizing or critiquing other people. A lot of people out here just fail to look in that mirror first. And honestly, a lot of people are what they criticize. So when you hear somebody that's always vocal about some type of criticism when it comes to other people, 9 times out of 10, in my experience, they possess those same exact traits that they are constantly criticizing. So that's what I have realized in this day and age, when these folks out here always criticizing a person, always criticizing a certain action, 9 times out of 10, they possess that same trait or they have committed that same action over and over again. Hence why they are repeatedly criticizing it. Shakir, what's happening? TZ, peace, what's happening? But at some point, man, we just got to learn how to utilize that higher form of intelligence that we all possess, man. We got to learn how to look at a situation and state, okay, this is not good for me, so therefore I'm not going to indulge. Too many times we look at a situation knowing that it's not good for us and we still indulge in it and then get mad at the consequences. We got to stop setting ourselves up for that, man. Hey, God is peace. What's happening, my good sister? What's the word? You know, I always tell people, man, if you going to analyze and assess a situation and you know that this might not be the best option and you understand the consequences that come with it, then don't complain. You know, but if you look at a situation, man, and you understand the consequences that come with it, man, you don't have a right to complain to me. You might as well stop talking and shut up, man. You just might as well shut up. You know, that's why when I'm talking to people, man, and they break it down to me like that, and I know that they were aware of the consequences of their poor decision, and they start complaining about it, man, I stopped listening. I stopped listening, and I tell them the straight up truth, man. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, man. Like, you put yourself in that position. You made the decision on good and well what the consequences were. Why are you complaining? Stop that. Stop all of that complaining. You know, when I enter a situation, if I know, like even with eating, you know, if I know I'm about to consume something that don't necessarily agree with my stomach, if I decide to go forward with the process and it messes up my stomach, I don't complain about it. I say, man, I made the decision knowing what the consequences would be. And therefore, I got to accept it. Straight up, we got to learn how to accept the consequences of our poor decisions. People ain't dumb out here, man. People be acting like y'all be knowing good and well. A lot of people be knowing the consequences of some of these decisions that they making and be acting surprised at the outcome. Like you knew what was going to happen, man. You had a great idea. MC, what's happening? Hey, guys, there we go, man. We can't ask for more than that. Be in that peace with life, man. That's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. A lot of times, man, we know what the outcome would be, or we are pretty close, at being able to guess what the outcome would be after we weigh all the variables, but man, a lot of times, man, we not caught by surprise, man. That's just being act. You knew it. Dion, peace, what's happening? What's the word? So we gotta start using our intelligence a lot more, man. We gotta start using wisdom and insight, whether it's insight that you have gained from experience or whether it's insight that you have gathered from other people. We gotta start using that, man. It's like, man, I keep seeing we making the same poor decisions that the people before us made. At some point, some of us gotta learn from the past mistakes, you know what I'm saying? And we got to implement this stuff going forward. We got to break that cycle of bad decision making. We got to break the cycle of bad decision making, man. Like every generation, poor decision after poor decision. And it's the same decisions. We choosing the same type of people to be in relationships with. We eating the same type of foods, the same type of lazy. Like, come on now, at some point, man, that's the cycle that we striving to break. When they talk about generational curses, the result or the origin of these generational curses, poor decisions. Just got to make better decisions. That's where this stuff starts. Make a better decision, man. You know better. So start doing better. Like that's the first step. Knowledge is the foundation. Wisdom is that knowledge in motion. We like to get stuck at the foundation. We like to get stuck at just knowing things. Fam, now at some point, put that into motion. Like at some point, you got to take that knowledge that you have gained and put it into motion. Hey, Atkins, peace. What's happening? E. Smith, what's happening? And for sure. And we trying to skip. That's another thing. I'm glad you mentioned that. We trying to build generational wealth. Whole while we trying to skip over all the other curses. Man, we got to understand where true wealth starts. And that starts within the mind. So we trying to skip elevating that mind, and we trying to go right to breaking the generational curse in regards to creating generational wealth. Like, nah, man, we got to start with the mind. We got to shift the mindset of our people. And then inevitably, we will reach that state to where we are generating that wealth that we are striving to generate. But one of the main reasons or one of the main problems in regards to why we are not in that state is because of our mindset. Collectively, that is. It's that mindset. It's that mindset, man. When you talk, y'all know how I go, man. Y'all have conversations with y'all people, man. When you have a conversation with the average black person, and it's unfortunate, and I know a lot of reasons as to why this is the case, but the mindset is ridiculous. When you start shooting off certain ideas to some of your people, man, it's just like the mindset, very impoverished. And it's hard to build any type of wealth with the type of mindsets that we be having out here. And then it forces somebody like you, if you have a different mindset, to close yourself off. You don't want to associate with these people that's constantly bringing you down. And that's a large portion or a large segment of the black population, having a poor mindset. All these other cultures, because they haven't been through what we have been through, but all these other cultures don't have to go through that. When you shoot certain ideas in a community, that's normal. When it comes to us, when we coming up with $1 billion ideas, everybody looking at you like that's crazy, that's not gonna work, or they just hating on you, or they praying on your downfall, as they say. That happens in our community more than it happens in any other community, and it just forces a person that has a certain type of mindset to not want to deal with his people. It forces you, it forces you not to want to associate with your people. And y'all know what I'm talking about, man. Y'all have been around these folks. Y'all might be around these folks right now and trying to create an exit plan to get away from them. You know, but it's hard to build anything of value when you got a ton of people around you with a poverty mindset. And that's a popular mindset in the Black community, man. I'm trying to tell you, man, you go around your people, man, with a simple business idea and everybody looking at you like you crazy, but then you tell them you got a new job and, man, they happy for you. They have no doubts. They have no concerns about this new job that you just got. But when you come up with this business plan or this business idea, they skeptical, bunch of doubt in the atmosphere, all this type of nonsense. Take that same type of energy to other cultures, other ethnic groups. That's not gonna be the response. Like, they gonna look at you like, okay, you got this business idea, okay, let's get it cracking. Not saying they gonna help us, but I'm saying like they want to hear more. Partially so they can probably steal your idea, but you know what I'm saying? Sweet Tea, what's happening? Oh, yeah, Dion, man, for sure. Everything starts with that mindset. Everything starts with the thoughts, man. You know, and I'm trying to tell you, man, I talk to people on a consistent basis, and we got to really shift. You know, and a lot of us, like I said, we smart, we intelligent. We know what's up. We know things. We just don't put this into motion. We know what we need to do a lot of times. We just don't do it. You know, y'all know in my space, being a trainer, man, people be knowing what to do to lose the weight. They just don't do it. People be knowing what to do to prevent certain conditions. They just don't do it. People be knowing what foods to stay away from when they got diabetes or type 2 diabetes. They just don't do it. People be knowing what foods to stay away from in regards to stuff that'll irritate their stomach or foods that'll irritate their stomach. They still indulge in the foods. You know, we be knowing what's up, man. We just choose to do otherwise. Choose to do otherwise. You know, and that's just in that lane. Then you know, like I said, don't even get me started on the relationships and things like that, partnerships, whatever the case may be. A lot of times you'll come across women that's talking to a dude they know they should not be talking to, and vice versa. You know, you got a brother, man, he talking to his sister, and you like, man, why are you even entertaining her, man? She done showed you what it is 20 times. What you on? You know, you talking to a brother that showed you what it is 19 times. And you complain about it each time. Yet you keep walking back in that same situation. Well, at some point, I'm about to just go ahead and go out on a limb and say you might like that type of environment on the low. So stop complaining to me about it. Oh, yeah, Magic, for sure. You know how, and it's popular amongst the original people of the planet Earth, man, to just hate on somebody with a vision, you know, especially when that vision is 2020, you know. A lot of us are what we call blind, deaf, and dumb. Blind, deaf, and dumb. That's how they broke it down to us. Blind, deaf, and dumb. So when you come with that sight, when you come with that vision, meaning you can see, then the folks around you that's blind, they gonna hate on you, you know. And we speak it metaphorically, not literally blind, you know. So when you come in with that vision, the blind gonna hate on you, you know. Y'all know how when you come with that wisdom, that intelligence, the dumb gonna hate on you. You know, when you come with that sound, you know, when you can hear some things, the deaf gonna hate on you. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I go. Blind, deaf, and dumb, man. When you not presenting those qualities, those folks gonna hate on you. They gonna hate on you. Alonzo, what's happening? Hey, Atkins, peace, peace. Appreciate that super sticker for sure. You know, and a lot of times that causes folks to dim their light. And I've noticed that. I've even noticed that within myself sometimes, man. You know, they got the whole concept of dumb it down. And y'all know I'm not a fan of that. At first, they got me to buy into that. Like, all right, man, got to keep it simple, got to dumb it down. At first, I was like, okay, I understand that. And I still actually understand the concept. I just don't fool with it. Why should I have to dumb myself down? Like, give me a good reason as to why I should have to dumb myself down instead of everybody else wisening up. You know what I'm saying? Why should I have to dumb myself down? Why can't folks just wisen up? That's what I did. I didn't dumb myself down so I can understand certain concepts. I did the knowledge, man. I wisened up out here. That's what I did. I looked up what I didn't understand. So I didn't dumb myself down. I didn't cry about something I couldn't understand. I figured it out. You know, so I don't like the whole dumb it down, keep it simple philosophy, man, or concept, or whatever you want to call it. Phrase, statement, whatever. I can't stand it. I refuse to do that. I feel like dumbing yourself down is basically you dimming your light. When somebody tells you to dumb yourself down, you are dimming your light. They are telling you to, hey, stop being yourself. That's basically what somebody is telling you. When somebody, because all the time somebody has pulled me to the side or inboxed me and said, hey, you need to dumb it down. They basically telling me, hey, you being yourself is too much. They don't understand that. Well, that's not my problem. I'm no longer speaking to people like that. That's not my target. I'm speaking to the people that they might have heard or read something that I said or wrote down. They didn't understand it, and they hit me up like, hey, I heard you say something, but I ain't understand it. Can you elaborate? That's who I'm talking to. Not the people that don't understand and don't have any intentions to strive to gain an understanding. I ain't talking to them. So I'm not dumbing myself down for anything or anybody. Like, for real. I'm going to be me wherever I'm at. I'm not dumbing myself down. I'm not changing it. If I'm not harming the environment, if I'm not harming people around me, then I'm not making any of those type of changes, man, flat out. You know, I got caught up on that or in that early on in the game. It was people influencing me to dumb myself down, be other than my own self. And I ain't got time for that. I'm going to be me. If a person don't like that, then me and that person, we not meant to be in each other's lives. Flat out. Flat out. What other culture inspires that? You don't hear like Indians and you don't hear them talking about dumb it down. When them cats start speaking them around each other, man, they using all the language. They using all the words. They not dumbing it down. They speaking in the way where you looking like, man, what they talking about? They not dumbing anything down. These other coaches don't do that. These other coaches don't do that, fam. Hold on, where y'all at though? Yeah, God, they love toxicity in all forms, you know, in all forms. But then, like I said, they love it, but then complain about it. That's my whole thing. You know, if I'm gonna eat some toxic food, knowing that it's not good for me, I'm not gonna complain about the consequences. Like, man, my stomach all bad, man. I got a headache, but I know what I ate though. You know, I ate something that I wasn't supposed to eat, therefore my body responded accordingly. That's on me. It is what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and take this L. I ain't gonna sit and cry about it. You know, I decided to get into a relationship with somebody of low quality. You know what I'm saying? And this is how it went. That's on me. Shouldn't have been with that person. I ain't gonna sit and cry about it. But that's what they call what? Accountability, right? And folks don't have that. Oh, Dion, for sure. Hey, we got the cash out right there for sure. Appreciate you for sure. Hey, MC, yeah, hey, definitely. Yeah, definitely never dim that light. And that's the best way, honestly, that's the best way to remove people from your life. Like, I don't delete people. I don't block people. I don't do any of these things. I've never blocked a person in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do that. I don't delete folks. I don't do any of this. Because when I be myself, those people block themselves, they delete themselves. Like, it happens naturally. All you got to do is be yourself. Promise you. Once you be yourself, people gonna walk away. They're gonna walk right out of your life. The people that's not meant to be there, they removing themselves because they can't. Some people can't handle that. They can't handle when you shining and you're not afraid to shine. You're not afraid to live your truth. They can't handle that. So they will remove themselves. I don't feel that way about anybody. Hence why I don't block people, delete people. Like, nah, I ain't afraid of. Hey, if that's how you want to live, if that's your truth, it is what it is. You know, if we can have a constructive conversation about our, a constructive dialogue, that's also cool too. Just know I don't agree with some things, but I ain't about to just remove a person simply because they have a different perspective or a different way of life than I have. That's their light and they shining. Be like what you say. Do you think the reason we continue to deal with these people is because we want to see them do better and we end up suffering because of it and it damages us? I mean, for the most part, that is true. But again, consequences. Because you got to understand when you're going into a situation like that, you can't force anybody to change. You can't force anybody to do better. So you are causing unnecessary stress and suffering on yourself. As long as you accept that, I'm cool with it. Just don't complain about it. Don't complain about all this stuff you try and do to help a person and they not receiving it a certain type of way because you can't force them to. You the one want to see them do better. You the one going out your way to do all of this for that person. They didn't ask you to do it. So as long as you able to accept that, I'm cool with it. Man, I can't make anybody do anything. So when I go out of my way to attempt to get somebody or influence somebody to do something, if they don't respond accordingly, then I can't get mad. That's all I'm saying. When we start getting in our feelings and getting upset about how people react and respond to us trying to help them or get them to do certain things, like that's we can't do that. Yes, you can have good intentions, man, but that don't necessarily mean that person is ready to make these changes, or it don't mean that they willing to make those changes. So I don't care how good your intentions are. If somebody is not ready for the change you trying to push on them, they're not going to change, and you can't be mad at them. It's not their time. It's not their time, fam. It's not their time at all. Tony, for sure. You got to seek the knowledge and implement it. That's what you got to do. Hey, Ruben, for sure. Hey, selling. Hey, I talk a lot about selling yourself out. That's one thing I'd never do. I'm an advocate of not doing that, man. Y'all not going to see me doing anything that's out of my character. Y'all not going to see me doing anything that's out of my character. And hey, if y'all do see me doing anything that's out of my character, I expect for y'all to reach out and say something, I feel like we got that type of relationship on here, man, to the point where if y'all see me acting out of character, man, y'all check me like, hey, man, hold on, you don't normally be putting out this type of content. What you on, man? What dude doing? Like, check me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to do that. When we start seeing people acting out of character, man, you got to check on that person, man. You don't know what's going on in somebody's life, man. Well, LA, peace, what's happening? Oh, Magic, yeah, ignorance is bliss, all that type. All of it is just nonsense, man, used to justify ignorance, used to justify savagery. We got all of those sayings and quotes and things like that. Ignorance is bliss. Oh, okay. It's better to not. Sometimes I'd rather just not know, because then when I do know, basically it forces you to act on knowing. I know plenty of people that told me when it comes to a wide range of topics that they would rather just not know, because then when they do know, it's like they got this burden on them, that they got to do something with this knowledge. And you do. Once you get the knowledge, you got a duty. whether it's to act on that knowledge or whether it's to teach that knowledge. You got a duty, man, once you come across certain pieces of information. That duty is to teach, that duty is to put it into motion. So a lot of people, they don't want to be held responsible. You know, they don't want to have that duty. So they would rather just not know. That's why they say ignorance is bliss. The less I know, the less I'm responsible for. The less I have to do. Dean, peace, what's happening? Malik, man, hey, they've been forcing group think on us for a very long time. You know, y'all know my schooling. You know, got a marketing degree. That's big in that community. You know, in that degree field. You know, marketing. We had to deal with that group think a lot. You know, we had to deal with that a lot, fam. Can't stand it. Can't stand it. You know, because when you get into a group, what they say when you in a group, man, majority what? Majority rules. So you will be in the group, you will have the best idea. But if you in there with 10 people and you the only one with this $1 million idea and the other 9 don't want to go that way, then you ruled out, you phased out because majority rules. You know, that's why a lot of times I like to work solo dolo, because I don't have to worry about majority ruling me out. You know? Dion for sure. And hey, a lot of people, a lot of people hate change. A lot of people hate it. A lot of people hate change, fam. A lot of people hate it. You know, a lot of people hate change, and that's the only thing constant in the universe. It's change. So if anything, if you should be embracing anything in life, it should be change. Yet a lot of people, we hate it. We hate it. That's why they tell you, man, the only way to really grow out here is to be uncomfortable. Get out of your comfort zone. That requires you to change. That requires you to do things that you are not very comfortable doing. You know, but a lot of people, we don't like that. We don't like doing those things. We like to stick to certain routines. We like to do what we're comfortable and used to doing. We like to be in with people we comfortable with, who we used to being with, no matter how they treat us or mistreat us. That's why you got certain men and women keep entering the same type of relationship with the same type of person because it's what they used to. You know, in order for you to really upgrade your relationship status in life, you might have to talk to somebody that's outside of your level of comfort, outside of what you are used to or who you are used to talking to. People don't be understanding that simple science. You know, if you've been in relationships with the same caliber of dude or the same caliber of woman and it's not working, it's time for you to talk to somebody outside of that realm. Like straight up. And a lot of times when you peep the pattern in regards to who people be in relationships with, you will see commonalities of common traits or similarities amongst the people that they are in these relationships or been in these relationships with. And it's like, all right, man, if you want to take your relationship game to the next level, man, you got to talk to somebody that's different than what you are used to. You keep walking into these relationships with folks who you are used to, you know, and that's not going to necessarily end well, especially if it hasn't been working for you. Malik, man, that's the reason why the kids are off the chain. Like, I don't know, when you look at society and you see the kids off the chain, that's only a reflection of the adults that have raised them and brought them into existence. You know, you got 5, 6-year-olds talking about they bad off the chain. Nah, that has a lot to do with the surrounding village of adults. You know, the adults. That has a lot to do with the adults. Take some credit. 3-4-year-olds we talking about they bad. Like they 3 years old, you talking about they bad. Like, nah, this got something to do. This got something to do with the adults that's raising them. So yeah, all these children and all of them that's off the chain, like they a reflection of the adults that's raising them. Straight up. That's an actual fact. Like we ain't gotta have no studies to confirm that that's an actual fact. When you see these kids wilding out, that's a reflection of the adults that's in their lives. Little LA is crazy. Yeah. I'm already knowing. They try to make you feel like you are a bad person when you just choose not to rock with the team, or not to rock with a group. When you are like, when you embrace your individuality, they try to make you look like a bad guy. When everybody else is thinking this way and you thinking that way, they try to make you feel bad for thinking differently. I've been there, done that. Been there, done that. A lot of the decisions I've made over the years, quite different. And people try to make you feel guilty for making these decisions or making these changes in your life. I don't entertain them though. They try to make you feel bad because they lack the discipline or they lack the vision or they lack the intelligence, whatever it is. They try to make you feel bad for expressing that or expressing yourself, being true to yourself, whatever. Oh, Dean, for sure. Oh, y'all, man, yeah. Don't even get me started on don't even get me started on marketing, man. For real. Don't even get me started. I saw, man, I done seen all type of crazy videos that just kind of reflect what's going on. Man, I've seen, man, I just saw an upload, not an upload, but I just saw somebody share this video on Facebook. Dude, I went to school with a bunch of little kids, man. These little kids look like they was every bit of like maybe 4 or 5, maybe 3, 4 or 5, whatever. Man, and they was out here dancing the sexy red. I say, see there? I say these kids, when you a 3-year-old ain't just wake up and say, oh, let me turn on this sexy red. Like they didn't do that. They heard that from somebody. They heard that from an adult that was around them, fam. It was a crazy video, man. Look, kid, them little kids are straight dancing the sexy red. It's like, how they hear that? How they hear that? A 3-year-old ain't just wake up and say, man, I found sexy red. Like, nah, that ain't happened. They got introduced to that. And they be thinking it's cute, posting stuff like that, man. But I had just seen that, man. It was crazy. Dude posted on YouTube, man. They was going crazy. Look kids, man. I'm talking about can't be no older than 5. Can't be no older than 5. I say, okay. And y'all gonna swear up and down like this music is not having an influence. Okay. Keep letting them listen to that. And don't balance it out. Go ahead. Keep on letting them listen to that at that age, fam, and don't balance it out and see what you get. See what you get. See how let down you are. Dean, yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. When a person is comfortable in their skin, it's easier for me to have a conversation with them. Yeah, I can't deal with the frauds, man. I can't deal with the fake people. I pick up on that vibe instantly. I pick up on that instantly, man. When I'm talking to somebody, man, and they just fake with it, I'm like, man, I politely remove myself from that conversation, or I just if it's in an environment where I'm kind of almost forced to just sit there and listen to them, then I zone out. Man, I ain't got time for it. I pick up on it instantly with somebody just faking or just acting. We got a lot of good actors out here, man. So when I come across somebody that's on that type of time, man, I zone that out instantly. I can't be around that. I can't listen to that. I can't allow that just in my mind. Like, nope. Dion 100%. Hey, that's the duty. That duty is always to teach, man. That's why people such as myself exist. Like, I'm always strive to pass on the message of positivity and teach what's right and exact. Ray, peace, what's happening? See, God, it's just I haven't even seen that. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So we condone it. We condoning it. We giving our stamp of approval. And then we want to say, oh, the younger generation, wow. Come on, man. They getting that from somewhere, man. Nothing is new under the sun. The younger generation ain't just wild all on their own without any assistance from the adults. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. We have deviated so far from our true selves, our true culture, all that, our true way of life. We have deviated so far from that it's ridiculous, man. It's sad, it's ridiculous, it's frustrating how far we've deviated and just disconnected ourselves from our true culture, from our true selves, man. I think Cambada said a lyric in a song that resonated with me. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I'm paraphrasing. I don't know if I'm gonna say it exactly how he said it, but he was just basically saying a nigga is a king who don't have his crown. Like, man, that's right and exact, fam. that's just right and exact. Like, that explains or describes majority of black people in the wilderness of North America. Cambada said a nigga is a king who don't got his crown. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is, man. These black folks, man, is these niggas, as they call them, just lost black people. They don't know who they truly are. You know, I was once one, and then once I got the knowledge, I put my crown on. I put on the crown. These brothers don't be knowing who they are, man. So of course that's how they gonna act. You know, so that's why people such as myself are trying to put out constant reminders of who you truly are. Dig into that history, man. Dig into them archives and truly discover who you are. I'm trying to tell you, it's a game changer. I'm not the only one that was affected by it. You know, all of our great elders and ancestors that came before us. Y'all know the story of Malcolm X, man. Y'all know what Detroit Red was on until he got knowledge of self. He put the crown on. He put the crown on. He put the crown on, man. You got to get that knowledge of self, man. And you put your crown on, it's going to be a wrap. You know, once I start finding out things about my history, about who we truly are, once I found these things out, game was over for me, man. Y'all, these books behind started accumulating, all that, game changed. Before that, I had no clue. So I was a savage in the pursuit of happiness. You know, I thought being a savage is what would bring me happiness. You know what I mean? Like, that's what happened. I was like, man, I gotta run through as many girls as I can at the time. You know, I gotta eat all of this trash food because it brings me comfort, like destruction, all that type of nonsense is what I associated with happiness, with peace. So that's what I was striving to get. That's what I was striving to get. That's what I was striving to do. Then I got knowledge of self, and I realized all that stuff, man, is destruction. It's poison. So let me not indulge. Boom, what's happening? Dion, for sure. Hey, long as they got that respect for you, man, it's going to always, hey, when you teach them right and exact, and they look up to you and they idolize you, you know what I mean, and they respect you, best believe, most of the time they gonna make decisions based on your teachings. They're going to make decisions based on what it is you teach. Now, of course, we all going to make mistakes. We ain't going to always be perfect. But when you are instilling the right message in the mind of a child, we know repetition is king, you know? So as long as you are consistently instilling that message in the brain or the subconscious, then 9 times out of 10, man, they're gonna turn out right and exact, no matter what society is throwing at them. But you got to stay on them. That's the key. You can't just plant the seed one time and expect for it to stick. You got to repeatedly stay on them about the same things, whether they like it or not. Whether they like it or not, they get annoyed with you, whatever the case may be. You just got to ignore that and stay on them. Then eventually it's going to resonate. Like I said, especially if they had that respect for you. Oh yeah, Atkins for sure. Yeah, hey, that's my dude. That's my dude. Tony, they're a reflection. They're a reflection of us. They're a reflection, man. Like the adults, the elders, and we don't, like when we get older, we don't want to hold ourselves accountable. We don't want to feel like we didn't fail. So we're not going to give ourselves any credit for society being the way that it is in regards to the youth. Like, nah, you gotta say you failed as we failing as OGs or whatever the case. We failing as elders. We failing as this generation, man, the young generation is a reflection of the older generation that gave birth to them. We gotta admit that. We gotta acknowledge that, fam, and we gotta take action in regards to that particular information or revelation, I should say. You know, but a lot of times we disconnect. We don't want to hold ourselves accountable for the current generation's condition or circumstances or just the way that they are acting. We act like we have nothing to do with that. Like for real, man, and we got to stop doing that. You know, we got to look at it and say, all right, man, this, like, we haven't been the best role models. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to change that. And as they say, be the change that we want to see. You know, these young folks, man, they looking for guidance. They looking for these mentors. They looking for adults to look up to. But if they have bad quality adults around them, then that's eventually what they're going to cling to. They're going to cling to one of these bad quality individuals or bad quality adults that's around them. They're going to cling to them eventually. And then the cycle continues. Ruben, for sure. And that's why we got to be men of principles. You know, we don't, a lot of brothers don't be having that. A lot of brothers don't be having principles, man. Little LA, stay live. What you say? What black man is considered a role model, or do watch entertaining legacies? Now the last part, gonna have to explain that to me. But you say what black man is considered a role model? Are we talking about black men that's like in the public's eye? Because hey, I got plenty of just regular black men in my life that I can say are role models. You know, grandfather, pops, few uncles, you know, some cousins, man. Hey. So are you talking about black men that are in the public light? That's what you're asking? Because I know plenty of good upstanding brothers, man. Just regular upstanding brothers. I know a bunch of them. Yeah, Magic, man. They need a ton of protection, you know, ton of protection. All of LA, you say like watching black men who in the public. Well, unfortunately, in today's time, we already know we're not going to see a lot of positive black male images in the public's eye. You know, and when we do see a black male in the public eye that may be a positive role model, so to speak, he's associated with another community that we're not going to speak of. That's how they doing us now. You know, so the real positive, upstanding brothers that could be role models, like plenty of the ones we had back in the day, they don't make it to like the mainstream. They don't make it to the public's eye. Like they kind of go under the radar, more underground with it. And that's done intentionally. That's why we can't rely on their platforms to present our youth with the role models. You know, it's 2023 now, going into 2024. We have a lot more control and power in that regards. Like we don't really solely have to rely on their media outlets and all of that to present certain images. Or some of these platforms we can use to push certain images to work in our favor. You know, so we have a lot more control over this than we did back in the day. You know, so that's on us because we can't look for them to present these images that I'm talking about because they're not going to do it. They're going to present every other image of a brother. Yeah, Tony, literally. You know what I'm saying? When you see a so-called positive image of a black male, he advocating for that community. They make that brother look good. Like they make that brother look great. You know, but when he's a black man, heterosexual black man, and that's what he pushing, they make him look bad. You know, they gonna highlight his flaws and all that type of stuff, man. To Renzo, what's happening? But y'all, man, it's looking like I'm short on the time. You know, I ain't have much time to go live today, man. I was out here procrastinating on some things. So it took me a minute to get on here, man. But I got to go make some runs. Got to head back up to this gym to finish off my evening. Y'all know how this go. So I appreciate y'all tapping in with me on this short notice. I'm going to let y'all get back to enjoying y'all Friday. And I'm going to have to let y'all enjoy y'all weekend because I got an event that we putting together, man, customer appreciation for the gym. So I'm gonna be, y'all already know, man, that's about my social battery about to be done, you know, so I'm not gonna tap in this weekend at all, you know, but I'm gonna let y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Friday evening, man. Y'all be healthy out here, y'all. Hey, stay safe and dangerous simultaneously, you know, but I'm gonna tap in with y'all maybe Monday or Tuesday, man. Y'all be easy out here and enjoy the weekend. I'm out. Peace.